Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. We are in March, we are post State of the City, there's so much going on. The first thing I want to talk about tonight is we have the first meeting tonight in the Budget and Finance Subcommittee of the City Council for the Port Rec project at 59 Low Street. Say yes to Port Rec. We're really excited to finally have this first conversation with the City Council. And just so you know, like right now, we've proposed a financing plan to the City Council, which involves a debt exclusion vote, which we're aiming for May 6th. So hopefully by the next City Council meeting, May 31st, we will know their answer about sending this out to voters and letting the voters decide. We think we have, one, I'll say it again, this is the most thought out project and planned out project that the city has ever put forth. More than anything, we've never got to the end of a construction document phase and gone out to bid without having a commitment from City Council. So we're at the end, and all we need now is a way forward with the City Council. And the one we're asking for is a debt exclusion vote, which wasn't easy to take, right? Those are hard votes to pass, but we do think the project is so reasonable that the impact to residents is going to be minimal. Again, what we said before, it's going to be $38 a month for the average home in Newburyport, which the average home is just over $1 million, right? So, you know, for those of us that have a home less than $1 million, it's going to be less than that. For those who have a home way over $1 million, it's going to be a little more than that. But $38 a month, you know, a little over $3. $38 a year, a little over $3 a month. Again, we try to make the project as reasonable as possible. So they're going to talk about it in the Business and Finance Committee tonight. I think it's committee of a whole as well, so most of the council should be there. We're going to have a presentation, and they're going to have the ability to ask questions. And then there's actually going to be another Business and Finance meeting. So I want to get this on your radar because you're not going to see this by the time tonight's meeting. But next Thursday, March 20th, at 6 o'clock here at City Hall will be the second meeting of Business and Finance. But at the end of the day, you know, again, we're asking for a $2 million bond, which still gives us a lot of flexibility within our, you know, our debt capacity from City Council, right? And then we're going to come up with $2 million about between the sales of the Brown and the Kelly, and also, you know, different foundations as well. Banks have offered to donate to this worthy project. So that should be around $2 million. And then the rest of it, you know, a little over $4 million will go to a debt exclusion. So that's what we propose. And again, the whole goal in all of this, one, is to have an incredible, you know, building, home for a really valued department in the city, but also just investing in the mental and physical well-being of our city and our citizens for not only for now, but for generations. So that's what we're really talking about. It's really, this project is all about what kind of city do we want to live in here in Newburyport. And hopefully it's one that promotes mental and physical well-being and making connections and being healthy and having a space to do all that, to make connections. So again, that's where we're at. And again, so if you can't make it, if you didn't make it tonight to the meeting, then mark March 20th on your calendar, next Thursday here at City Hall. What else is going on? So Monday night, it was a pretty eventful City Council meeting. And I know we don't have a whole lot of people that attend or watch our City Council meetings, but I just want to talk about three things that did happen at the meeting that night. So the first thing is the City Council took a vote on the city solicitor, right? So the attorney for the city. And we just have one lawyer who's our lawyer for the city. And I got to tell you, since I took office, I really lean on legal advice in everything that we do, because everything that we do the stakes are so high. So we always want to make sure that, one, we're following the law, one, that we're following our city charter and our city ordinances. And we have a lot of those, right? And no one has them memorized, right? So, you know, we are constantly talking with our legal team around anything that we're doing here at City Hall. So, you know, there was a city solicitor when I took office, KP Law, that I had for my first year. And then the City Council decided not to reappoint that city solicitor. So the city solicitor has to be appointed every year. So again, I was new mayor at that point, so we decided to bring in a new city solicitor. We went through a process to hire a new city solicitor, and we hired Karis North. She works for Murphy, Hess, Toomey, and Lahane. And we've been working with her for a little over a year now, and she's been involved in everything that we've done, from Brown School to Kmart to STRUs to ADUs. I mean, everything that we do, again, we've reached out to Karis and her law firm for guidance. We have a whole other lawyer at that firm that we deal with personnel issues with. So again, we use legal help here at City Hall quite a bit. And so I full 100% was behind reappointing Karis North for another year. So I put that submission into City Council on January 13th. That was their one meeting in January. And then so when an appointment, and this isn't just for city solicitor, any appointment that goes into City Council, the City Council has 45 days to act on it. And if they don't act in that time, then the appointment is just approved, right? So because they had the time to do it. So I sent it in. They finally came out to vote on Monday night, well after the 45 days, okay? And again, I don't think it's necessarily my job to tell the City Council our own charter and ordinances, but they did take a vote on Karis, and they had mixed reviews on her performance. Again, I tend to work with the city solicitor much more than the City Council does. I actually wish the City Council would work with our city attorney more, especially with things that they're submitting to the council. They should always make sure that it abides by the law and also our city charter, and I don't think that's always the case. So Karis' appointment was up Monday night. The City Council ended up going ahead and taking a vote anyways, even though it was past the 45 days. And the appointment it failed. It was 6-3, one voted present, and then one councilor was absent. So it was down 6-3 to 1. And again, I had to inform the city clerk after the vote was taken that this vote is null and void because of the time limit being past 45 days. So it's unfortunate that the vote still took place. It was helpful to me to know where they stand, I guess, with our city solicitor. And I hope moving forward for the next year, because we are going to have Karis continue to work with the city, that the City Council can develop a better relationship. Because again, I might have differences with the council, but at the end of the day, I think hopefully we can all agree on the law and our charter and our ordinances that they should be followed. So I'm hoping that can happen moving forward. I know our city solicitor Karis North is open to that too, is trying to mend some fences and repair that relationship, but she's going to be a real pro, and I'm really just looking forward to getting to work with her for another year. So that was a city solicitor vote. There was another vote for an environmental planner position, and how this came about is we have a part-time position in our planning department that Julia Garfestein has been in for a long time now, and it's the conservation administrator position. And it's a part-time position, and she works with a conservation commission, and she has been invaluable. I mean, she really is just a rock star in that role. She is deciding to retire, so she actually is getting done this month, which is just heartbreaking. But she's got 2 kids that go to school out on the West Coast, and I know she wants to travel and do all those fun things you do when you retire. So she's moving on, which is leaving a big hole. We've had some conversations the last couple of years of trying to build some more capacity in our planning department because we have so much going on in the city. So what we decided to do, instead of adding headcount, that maybe we just extend those hours to a full-time role, call it an environmental planner position, again, giving our director, Andy Port, some more bandwidth in that office, but then also still have that conservation administrator role built into that. We thought it was a good plan. We had the money actually to cover the rest of this year, and then we were going to work it in to the FY26 budget, and that was voted down that night. It was actually a 5-5 vote. Again, one counselor was missing. Heath Granis was on vacation. But yeah, 5-5 vote. So again, that just means it's received and filed. So that didn't go through. So what we'll have to do now is we'll have to repost that position as the conservation administrator and continue it being a part-time position. So we'll get that back out and hopefully we'll get some candidates. But I just wanted to explain that, what we were trying to do with that position. I don't believe I'll bring this back in the budget for FY26. I think this was our shot to do that, and like I said, this is going to be a tough budget year, so I think the message from the council was that this wasn't a resounding yes, so maybe this is something we think about at a later date. Then finally, the last thing that came up that is really good news is the Mayor Andrew J. Curtis, R. Curtis Memorial Fund Committee was finally formed by the City Council. So if you're interested in serving on this committee is going to kind of be like our CPC committee, where they'll have a pocket of money, about $300,000 a year, to decide, and we can do whatever we would like with it. So they would be the ones to vet projects, make recommendations moving forward. What the city council decided on is one member of the administration, and so I can already tell you it's going to be Kim Turner from my office. There's going to be 2 city councilors, so President Cameron will be able to pick 2 city councilors, and then we're going to have 4 residents on the committee, which is a little bit more than we thought. So, which is great. I wanted residents involved in this, and so it was nice. A couple of councilors fought to add more residents to it. And so the residents have to be from different wards too, which is also great. So if you're interested, please send me a letter of interest and a resume to my office, mayor@newburyportma.gov. Again, this committee is going to meet just a couple times a year, so it's not a heavy lift work-wise, but it's just a cool committee to be on because you're going to get to see all these possible uses of this $300,000 each year, and then make the recommendations, and we're going to put that money to good use. I can tell you we are really targeting, and we've already talked about this with the trustees, targeting the rec center project as being one of the uses for this money. Not all of it, but some of them in the first couple years. And again, that would come to this committee, and they can make that decision. So again, get those resumes and letters of interest in if you're looking to find a way to give back to the community and volunteer on this very important new committee that was just formed. Spring is in the air, it's warming up. We had some really warm temperatures this week. You're gonna see DPS out there doing cleanup of downtown, doing potholes, getting ready for the streets and sidewalk season. So again, spring's getting here, be patient. We're gonna get this city ready to go. We've got DNR as our paving contractor once again. So we're excited to work with them. And we've got a lot of great work happening this spring, starting with Noble Street. And lastly, it's St. Patrick's Day weekend. It's St. Patrick's Day on Monday. Again, it's always St. Patrick's Day in my house, but I do look forward to Monday. I'll be pouring the first pint again down the Port Tavern at 10 a.m. to kick off the day. I'm actually emceeing a nonprofit event at the Masonic Temple. It's the Housing Support, Inc., and they are a nonprofit in Essex County that provides housing and low-income services. It's like their first fundraiser. It's going to be really fun. So if you're looking to get involved on Monday, I think tickets to that are still available. But I'm going to be doing that. And then hopefully I'm going to see Sheila Lenahan playing around town, probably at the park lunch around 12 or 1 o'clock. So again, get out there, enjoy the day. It's a Monday, so it should be fun. There'll be Irish music all over town. Maybe you'll see me out there. And I hope you all have a great St. Patrick's Day, and I will see you all next time on the Mayor's Corner.